It's now 12 minutes past 8 from your dial station, OGBS 9.5 FM. As you all know, the discussion segment of the morning fight is a review of headlines in the newspapers this lovely morning. And we've got our guest, as usual, a round peg in a round hole that is ready to do justice to what we have brought to the table this lovely morning. Is none other than an administrator and a public affairs analyst, Mr. Bayo Ogundemo. Mr. Ogundemo, you're
Thank
welcome
you so
to
much
the
for
platform.
joining us this
Thank
morning.
you very much. Good morning.
Now, Mr. Ogundemo, this first story is from the presidency. We made necessary choices for sustainable. This is according to President Tinubu, and this story that President Bola Tinubu said his administration made the necessary choices in the last 17 months country's decline and put it on a path to higher, sustainable, and inclusive growth. The president said this in his address at the 54th Annual Accountants Conference with the theme Governance Reimagined, Mapping the Future on Tuesday in Abuja. What have you to say about it? 17 months made the necessary choices. What are the necessary choices to you?
Well, good morning, everybody. Um, I don't know, and I think Nigerians also that those choices and how are those choices impacting on the lives of an average Nigerian. Yes, there was the removal of oil subsidy, which I know, will not be acceptable or was acceptable with everybody, the regulation, and a lot of other um policies like that. But what we are saying is that in what way are those policies impacting on the lives of an average Nigerian? We've been grappling with the removal of the oil subsidy, and almost everybody, except, like I said, during our outing last Wednesday, except those that are in government, in their hands in our commonwealth. It is only those ones that I feel that are not feeling the brunt of what we have. So when the president said choices uh, have been made on the part of the government, then we need to see how those choices are impacting, how it is, how those policies, how those choices are helping reach Nigerian. It's 17 months into the administration. The vast majority of Nigerians are crying. I think we say 95, 98% of Nigerians are crying. Well, in terms of the removal of the oil subsidy, the regulation, and what have you, then you still ask questions. A lot of questions will still have to be asked. You look at it. Do we have free access to fuel? In some instances, you still find the queues here and there. Then taxes have been increased
Have you
by
tried
the
it?
day. I was reading one yesterday that the tax we are paying on the plate numbers and the associated things will also increase. We are taking so much from from the people, and you are not giving so much back. So let the president come out and tell us, yes, those choices, in what way are those choices affecting positively the lives of Nigerians? And we need to know that. And it is important that Nigerians should should have a relief, sort of. As it is now, 17 months into the dive of the administration, we are not seeing anything yet that this present hardship will cease, at least for a while. And it is important. It behoves government to ensure that lives of the average Nigerian is is good enough to be able to say that yes, we are not merely existing, that we are living as people and the way we should live.
Now, the president is saying he's making some choices that will help the economy grow. Now, people are complaining that things are getting
Is the
worse by the
economy is
day. Things are getting worse by the day.
the
Are they,
economy
are they not supposed to put some things in place to
Bolaji,
put in
that's what we are
effect?
saying. When you put measures in place, the measure should be intended. The measures are intended to improve. Saying that things are not improving 17 months, things are not improving, and we have always argued it. At least, although some people will say yes, we needed the removal of the subsidy and all of that, nobody is contesting that it has been removed. What are the
What's
policies
the
put in
result?
place to ensure that this the after impact on the lives of Nigeria?
Mr. Ogundimu, some people, even from the presidency, will say that the beauty of gold is never seen, not until when it passes through fire.
Well, yes, I agree. But then, if the gold stays
It
too
will
long in
get
the fire,
destroyed.
May
it,
melt.
it may get burnt or it may melt. Nigerians are melting, and we plead with governments to please ensure that Nigerians are living and not merely existing. We are merely existing now.
All right, so let's move to this next one. Federal government approves Dangote refinery as sole supplier of jet fuel to Nigerian airlines. This is a story found in the Vanguard. The federal government of Nigeria has announced that the Dangote refinery has been granted exclusive authorization to supply jet fuel or Jet A1 to all aircraft operating in the country. This was revealed by the Minister of Aviation, Mr. Festus Keyamo, during a television interview on Tuesday. Just Dangote.
Well,
Only
yes,
Dangote.
only Dangote. Has it stopped other investors from coming into the business? Well, yes, we are gradually having a monopolist in place. But do you blame him? It's a free market. One will expect that other investors will also be interested, and that government should encourage such. But if they are not coming in and demand is there, do we stop him from doing that? Is NNPCL uh, um, uh, good enough to give us what we have? The NNPCL is not supplying the way we expect that they should supply, making the product available the way we should expect that the product should be made available. I mean, there was a time it was a dollar to naira, whatever, and all that have been resolved. So let's see how this one goes, because you see the sector, the aviation sector is not a sector that should be toyed with. And you those traveling by air in recent time will tell you the enormous cost. It's so costly to travel by air now. But again, you have, when it is inevitable. I don't see a situation where I want to go to Abuja now, and I will say I want to go by road.
Right.
The bad condition of the road is there. Then the state of security is also there, especially when you do Lokoja axis. The rate at which people, commuters are kidnapped in that area
It's alarming.
will make is alarming. And when you want to travel by road and you think of all
You have to
those
think
of those
twice.
things, then you think twice. You want to go by air. So if this is going to kind of alleviate the suffering of air travelers, I think it's a welcome development.
Okay, Mr. Ogundimu, we'll still talk about the economic implication of this after this break. Stay with us. It's 2 minutes past 8. Mr. Ogundimu still on that. There is a jet. Bring down the.
Well, everything will depend on the prevailing situation, economic situation. Well, at the onset, it may, but as time goes on, this is so supplier, and you know the nature of monopoly. Yes, we all at one time or the other read economics, and you know that when there is no competition, then you leave room for a lot of manipulations and all of that. It will have been better if there are other competitors But in this instance, it's Dangote and Dangote and Dangote alone. But another area we should have to look at is the availability. In the past, this fuel jet of 18 of whatever was not available. There were times that the flights will be cancelled because
The
the
fuel.
the fuel will not be there. And if there is somebody that is going to ensure steady supply, well, it's okay. As time goes on, and I think that there will also be some kind of government regulation. If it is well regulated, I think that would be okay. So let us those that will regulate it if they will not compromise. If
Okay,
they
we're
don't
not.
compromise, yes. And but you see, the air travelers are the mercy of all these things. You have an appointment, you want to catch up with all those things. If you go by road, going at an average of about 8 hours, but that is a journey you can make at times. If you're going to Abuja, depending on the situation, uh, at it, you have to look at the security implications of traveling by road, and so many other things like that. You have the time lag you want to make sure that you cover. If it's going to give you that, and Nigerians have been coping in a way, although coping is like the fella will say,
Something
suffering
that's
and
fine.
smiling. That's the situation now.
Next on BJ.
All right. Tinubu approves palliative work on Shagamu Benin Highway. President Bola Tinubu has approved immediate palliative works on Shagamu or Benin Highway to put an end to the suffering being experienced by motorists plying the roads. The Minister of Works and Infrastructure, Engineer Dave Umahi, who announced this assessment of the deplorable condition of the road alongside the Ogun State Governor, Minister Abiodun at Shagamu, informs that palliative work on the 120-kilometer road, which will start on Monday, will be completed by the middle of December, fitted with solar lights.
Solar lights, yeah.
Well, it's a cheering news. You look at the Ogun State section of that road, and you find that it has been in a very very bad shape. Some time ago, I went to Ondo State. The Ogun State section of the road quite in the deplorable condition. So we give it to the president for approving that be done. But the area of solar light is what I don't know what I'm afraid because
Skeptical.
yes, I'm skeptical about it. Not because it's not going to work, but the safety of those things. You will find out within weeks or months
We'll have
of the
removed everything.
installation, those things you can be very sure, especially when they are powered by the generating sets. You find the ones installed on our road, Shagamu, Abeokuta, and what have you. Do we still have them?
Maybe they
You
should install
see,
the camera or something.
We can only see the
whichever
poles.
camera, they will steal the camera too. Yes, because at the rate at which this thing is happening, it's very alarming. Somebody was telling me this morning a school was good, and when investigations have commenced, the preliminary investigation revealed that one of those that perpetrated that
That.
something was a pupil in primary 5
Oh
Wow.
my
in the
God.
school. So if such a thing is happening, then you ask the question: where are we heading in this country? The primary 5 pupil. And so you find that, yeah, let's also look at it this way. Will that target be met? I think it is important that when policy statements are made like that, then it should be followed up. I'm thinking of the Lagos Abeokuta road. Have we had any improvement on that road? Are we sure that the contractors that were said to have been mobilized to that road have commenced work? Don't forget that the thing was divided into about 5 sections, with each of the sections to be handled by separate contractors. Have they been mobilized to be on the road several weeks or months after pronouncement? So it's not enough for us to hear that. It's also important that this should be followed up with concrete action.
Mr. Gudimo, are you suggesting that we should our leaders by whatever they say?
Of
Because they
course.
said middle of December, this road will be ready.
Well, let's see how it goes. For me, I am skeptical about it. And you have reason skeptical about, because there have been series of those promises in the past that were not kept. So let's see how this one goes. But the road needs that portion, that section of the road needs to be rehabilitated.
This is OGBC 90.5 FM. It's now 28 minutes past 8. Before we open the phone lines, we want to quickly go into this next one. Mr. Gundemu, it will allow me exhibit a bit of art class that I was in secondary school. You know, there's something they call Act 1, Scene 2, Scene 3. But I think we've gone past Act 1, Scene 1, Scene 2, Scene 3. Now
We are
it's
going to
Act
Act
2, Scene
Scene
1,
one.
Scene 2, Scene 3 right now because
Okay.
we're going to River State. Allow me govern rivers. Fubara tells Wiki. And this is according to the nation. The River State Governor Sir Siminala Ifubara has called on his estranged benefactor, and the predecessor, Chief Nyesom Wike, who he referred as my Oga, to allow him govern the state. And he said there was no need for anybody to destroy things in the state, recalling that when Chief Wike, the FCT minister, was the governor, River State was the envy of all. And that is not all. And I was saying that Act 1, Scene 2. Now, the Scene 2 of it is that the response from the minister of the FCT, you are the cause of anarchy in rivers. We can replies Fubara, and still from the nation. He said the only thing that can bring peace to River State is for him to obey the rule of law. Allow me to govern my state. He also, from the other hand, is saying respect and obey the rule of law. What's your take on this?
I am with Fubara in this struggle, and I will explain why. For heaven's sake, Nyesom Wike was governor of Rivers State for 8 years, and I will ask the question: did he allow that kind of influence he wants to, the kind of pressure he wants to put on Fubara now? For heaven's sake, this man is the governor. He was elected as the governor, and is the chief executive of that place, of that. So he should be allowed to govern. The people have a choice at the end of the first term to either re-elect him or not. And now for Wike to be saying that he should obey the rule of law, is Wike the court? Is he the one that will tell us that Fubara should obey the court or what? If anybody feels aggrieved, I mean, the court is the final arbiter. Let anybody who feels aggrieved go to court and say, okay, what Wike did shouldn't have been done. Then let the court look at it and make pronouncements on that. The Wike of a man, the way at which he's going, I think he needs somebody that will remind him of his excesses, even when he was governor. When he was governor, I want to be watching the channels news sometime when he met with traditional rulers, and he was as loquacious as he is. He was telling a traditional ruler to you, and he was pointing at that man. Shut up, you sit down. Now you are going about to say you are a traditional ruler. Who made you a traditional ruler? The man is becoming too powerful for himself
And egoistic.
His ego, his ego is on the very, very high side, and it calls to question the issue of godfatherism in Nigerian politics. These days, people are not allowed to choose their leaders, even at the level of the party's primaries. The choices of the choice of who becomes what are made by the governors in all respects, and you have seen that it is counterproductive. There should be something that should be done to curb that. I remember, though very bit young then, when Chief Olabisi Onabanjo was to be picked as the candidate of the UPN then. I mean, there was a primary election that was done himself and then the late Chief Odujo Everybody, almost everybody, were there to witness the exercise. These days, the governors will pick their. I've seen in all instances that this is not working. If I were in Fubara's shoes, I would do worse things to Wike. Was Amechi able to enter Port Harcourt or Rivers when Wike was the governor? Who put him there? And for Wike to be messing up with the likes of Peter Odili and all of that, did he allow that? Did he allow anybody to dictate to him when he was the governor of the state? So he should please allow him. He should allow the young man to perform. It's always counterproductive when you put somebody there and you feel that you can turn back to now say this is what you should do. The person has his own power. Yes,
Mr. Gooding, a follow up to that, because I saw him live on a particular television station yesterday,
Yeah.
and yesterday evening, and he
Yes.
was saying that he has ordered his lawyers to go to court to stop the panel of inquiry set up by that same governor yesterday. He set up that inquiry yesterday.
Why is he afraid? You see, he shouldn't be afraid of anything. He shouldn't. A fair conscience does not fear any accusation. Let him go before the panel of inquiry and state his case there. Like in the case of this man, in the former governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai. Let them go before the panel of inquiry. We will see if it's a witch hunt or whatever. But when you are now going ahead to say, okay, don't you are preempting such a move, then it means that maybe you are covering certain things that you don't want the people to
He's
know.
already headed to the court right now. Then how optimistic are you about the result of this panel of inquiry?
Well, I don't know. I'm not in Rivers State. I don't have an inkling of what will have happened, and I think to some extent the pronouncements, of course, these days are also very, very funny. So, but that's the situation we have found ourselves in Nigeria at present. Let's see how it goes. A court will say yes, a court will say no. Then it comes to a quagmire.
Okay, now let's open the phone lines this morning for you to be part of the conversation. 08034379453 and 025-032-0226. Our guest is Mr. Bayo Ogundemo. Hello, good morning.
My name is Akin Bidoni. I'm calling from Kampala.
Thank you for joining us
I want
this
to
morning.
commend the person that has been talking there. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Let me start with the street lights. I want to commend the state government for doing. But I only hope they will protect it with enough security.
That's our argument.
Yes, and abuse it. Now, having said that, on the River State issue, Wike is reaping what he sow. And that is an example to us that we should all be careful what we sow and what we say, what we do. Karma is real.
Very, very real.
Yeah, it's very real. That's what we're seeing in the River State. However, both Wike and Mbala, who among them has the people, the masses' interest at heart? Because when 25 fights, it is the gratis that suffers. Now, we the gratis, are we too reasoning? Are we too going along? Are other states not doing the same line? Especially in the state here. I hope it will not be like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 08034379453 and 08150320226. We still have Mr. Bayo Ogundemo as our guest this lovely morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. People's Parliament. Good morning. Let me quickly talk on
Yes.
that. Somebody put you there. You see, yes, we should ensure that this issue of somebody putting somebody there, it is democracy. The will of the people should be allowed
Prevailed.
to prevail. The will of the people should prevail. When a governor that is a sitting is now trying to put somebody on that seat, what do you say of the primaries of that party? The way we play our democracy, or we practice it in this country, is funny, and they will say homegrown democracy. Democracy is democracy anywhere in the world. It is the same process, it's the same principles. So what is homegrown democracy? That is the homegrown that we are saying now.
Okay, 08034379453 and 025032022. Mr. Ogudemu again, there is another angle to the structure.
Let's quickly take this.
Okay.
Hello.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you
Thank you.
sincerely. Now, about this Dangote refinery, Mr. Ogundemu, there is this optimism that a particular refinery is coming up from Edo State, and maybe by 2025 it will also come on stream. But the last is yet to be heard about that. Let us also take this call.
Okay.
And we'll still go back to River State.
No problem.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much. Good to hear from you.
you so
Thank
much
you
for
very
coming.
much.
Before you respond, so let's quickly pay some bills.
Tutti si continuano. Ma parliamo con un time.
Yeah, yeah.
The man is now going to use the institution to fight him, to fight those people. I don't think it's like those people that then to go and destroy their property. So if you are not to do that, what is the point in that? Then you did not know. That's not the democracy. You recommend and people protest for the man, not you. It's your own put it on, and not do it. The people protest, people protest for him. So that's the point. On the issue of the federal of the road we are talking of, my therefore that I'm one of the young person fund. We are now doing capacity. Are you sure that God do it to stop? So you need that they are there. God has been sure because of their country, you can come up and say, that's my problem. Instead of that, to change the issue with the contractor. That's the point. So I'm sure I think I cannot get anything here to the defender. That's the point. Because the contractor is talking. So that's just topic.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Structure in River State. What have you to say about it? Because the two entities are now maintaining their structure. You know, once you can't establish your structure in a particular party, you go to the next available party.
Yes, I think all the political parties have different structures within the same party. And what is playing out in River State, like in all other states of the Federation, is the 2027 of the thing. All of them are trying to position themselves towards that time. It's so funny, and I don't see the discipline there again. The bottom line now is money. Yes, it is not about the interest. It's not about the welfare of the people. In those days of Chief Obafemi Awolowo as the leader of the UPN and all of that, there was party discipline. Any decision will be brought to the level of the party to be decided upon. Now, you have a situation where somebody sits as the leader of the party in the state, and everybody has to come before him. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning, my people there.
Thank you very
Good
much
morning,
for
ma.
joining us.
Yinka Ibrahim is calling from Quarry Road.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
The whole thing is very funny. How can somebody decide to be the executor, the ruler, the leader, and everything
And the
of the
thinker.
state? And thank you very
And the
much.
thinker.
That's what is happening in this country. We are not practicing democracy at all. We are practicing over democracy. And you use those people who without your child to execute this one. It is very bad. Look at what they are turning River State to. A place of peace, of beauty. Now there's discord, anarchy, chaos, and as a result, every time this money, people, their lives, they should work for the people, seek the interests of the people, and look after the progress of their state, rather than pocketing all the money, rather than feeding themselves and the overload of everything. It is very bad. It is very sad. Very, very sad.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I know it's time.
Okay, 0803-437-945 from Mr. Ogunim. Maybe we just take 2 or 3 more thoughts, then we just
No
round it
problem.
up this morning. Hello, good
It's a
morning.
busy day today.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please make it brief. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Nati. How are you?
I'm fine. In fact, Wike and Fubara are related.
Hmm.
But I have a friend from that place who told me that, in fact, told me that when I saw a video of Wike saying, if I leave PDP, in fact, that man, well, anyway, somebody said what I want to say, that Fubara have the interest of people in his mind. Time will tell on that. See, this our country and my thing have to stop.
Okay.
I was on Lagos Ota Road on Sunday. You know this friend come and say, I'll tell you. I just went to Awogo, not to Lagos because I didn't get the area of Makoto. I'm going to Lagos same time. Because I live at Yanomaja and so going to express is no for me. Because if you are going to express, they don't, because when you get to connect to Yanomaja, another journey.
Is a tall order for you? Okay. Now the state of the roads.
In fact, something has to be done on that road.
Thank you. Thank you very much, man.
I'm not happy at all.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
0803-437-9453. One more call. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
morning,
Please make
sir.
it brief.
Well done, sir. I disagree entirely with Ogundimu.
Okay.
You see,
Your name. You didn't tell us your name and your location.
I am Mr. Williams from Mushumori.
Okay.
All right.
When we work in a very delicate country like this, you don't start apportioning blame on air. It is not good. Supporting Wike, neither will I support Fubara. It was we all knew Fubara before. Now, Wike also is overstepping his back. When they say it's enough, Yoruba say, Babalola, Onilo Adake. He's overstepping his back, but on air, it is not good. Because I will support Fubara. You are already taking sides.
Thank you very much.
And I think bringing you here is to educate those of us who are listening about how to tolerate each other. This is my comment. All other things you have said, I support. But this one, I didn't support.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, I think yes, you. I will respond to that by saying that you are entitled to your opinion. Our opinions cannot really be the same all the time, except we are deceiving ourselves. You also passed the judgment when you said Tomba Loto Onilo Asemi talking about Wike. You see, in a climb, in the same climb, I mean, you in the same environment, you don't have somebody is in Abuja as an FCT minister, and he's trying to who was Fubara before he became the governor? He was the accountant general of Rivers State. Yeah. He was brought over and above so many other contenders because somebody felt when he gets there, he can use him.
Accountable to him.
It has never worked in the past, and it will not work. If I'm the governor of a state and I'm supposed to be the leader and you are not ready to submit to his leadership, did Wike accept? I mean, yes, did he accept that? That is the truth. What you didn't accept, you want to give to someone. But we are all entitled to our opinions. That's my opinion about the Wike Fubara of the thing. Go and write it down. The same scenario will have worked out in Kano State if somebody else from that place had been
former Governor Ganduje.
If Ganduje had been a minister. But look at the way it worked out. Now Ganduje was going to be dealt with, so to say, by the Kwankwaso group. What happened? Hurriedly, there was that election that made him the chairman of APC, and there was a kind of a balance there. but go and write it down. Like somebody said, somebody was interviewed, and I've forgotten the name now.
Thank you.
He said, he said, when it comes to the issue of election in Nigeria, 3 states are very, very key: Lagos, Kano, and Rivers. They are fighting for the source of this state against 2027 elections.
I wish we could continue with this conversation, but time is not our friend for this edition of the program. Thank you very much, Public Affairs Analyst and the respected Administrator, Mr. Bayo Ogudebo. Thank you so much for your time. And we wish you all the best in all your undertakings.
I wish you all the best.
Yes, we want to also appreciate the editor, Yinka Hojakuni, the artistic guy, Daniel Okechukwu, the studio manager has been Aditoko Adibo. It's been Shola Oni in the production. I am Bolaji Eze, and I'm saying have a beautiful day.
My name is